All right, from a fight with the City Workers Union to the Duke City setting the bar when it comes to helping small businesses and startups. It's been a very busy month here in Albuquerque. Mayor R.J. Berry is here to talk about all of that and more, and of course, Balloon Fiesta. Good morning. It's good to see you, Mayor.
Good morning.
All right, let's start off with this fight with the union. It's been going on for quite a few years. This is the city and AFSCME. They are now suing you, saying you kind of went around the union process to give city workers raises. Is that right, or do you think you have the power to go ahead and do that?
Well, we had 2,100 workers, including bus drivers and blue-collar workers that hadn't had a raise for several years because we were at impasse on the contract negotiation. The Court of Appeals came down and said the old contracts no longer were in place, and so I gave the bus drivers and the blue-collar folks a 3% raise that was appropriated by the City Council, and now we have the unions coming back and suing us because they didn't like the way we put it into place. So we'll see what the courts say.
It seems like their big beef is what is called union time, where union workers would actually do union work on the clock for the city, and they say that's very important to them. Why don't you give it to them, or why don't you want to?
Well, they can do all the union business they want. What I simply have said over the years, and what we've been able to negotiate with both the fire union and the police union, and 66% of our workers to this point, is this idea that if you're in a union, pay your union dues, use those dues to do union business. Don't charge the taxpayers to do union business. And we've been able to get to agreements with other unions, and so we'll see what comes out of the court case. But in the meantime, we got a 3% raise in the paychecks of our blue collar and bus drivers and 2,100 employees. By the way, only 39% of those employees were even in the union. So the 60% of the employees had a raise that was held up year after year after year because a few individuals on the union side in the city weren't able to get their agreement put into place. And so the point is, I'm happy to give these guys and gals a raise. They deserve it.
So they're going to get it while this goes on in court. They're
Absolutely.
going to be getting that extra money.
Absolutely.
Okay, we had this in the news this morning, talking about General Mills cutting hundreds of jobs across the country. They haven't said anything particularly about the plant on Paseo in Albuquerque. Have you heard anything from their management about what could go on here?
I have not. Interesting story though nationally. You know, people aren't eating cereal, I guess, and so it's one of those things where private industry has to. You have to pivot in business, and I don't know what they'll do. If they'll come up with new types of breakfast foods or what they'll do. But it's, General Mills is a great employer in the city of Albuquerque. We wish them well, and we hope the impact here will be minimal.
Love driving by. It smells like breakfast
every
time of day. Okay, let's talk about where Albuquerque is leading the nation now in a good way. There's a pilot program you've created with the Living Cities Group, which incidentally is in town today. It's called Business Deep Dives. It's where you're meeting with business owners and startups, trying to see what you and the city can do to help them out. What have you learned from them so far in this pilot program?
Well, there's a lot going on in the city of Albuquerque. We've got Living Cities, which the only people that are doing the Living Cities initiative, which is 23 of the largest funders in the world, have decided to come to Albuquerque, Seattle, San Francisco, San Antonio, and New Orleans to really try to make population level impacts. In Albuquerque, we pitched them on this idea that we have a lot of individuals in Albuquerque that could do better economically if we gave them the skill sets, entrepreneurial skill sets, help them make their own way if they're in a place where they don't want to be from an economic standpoint. And so what we decided to do, instead of just sitting in the mayor's office and deciding what's best for everybody, let's just get out in the field and let's just talk to people and ask them, what is it that you need? What is it that we can do to help you prosper in the city of Albuquerque? And we've met with small business groups, we've met with immigrant groups, we've met with people that have lived here, born and raised, we've met with folks that really want to have this conversation, and we're learning a lot about skill sets that people think that they need to be able to either break the cycle of poverty or to go from where they are, go from being a baker to having a bakery, or a mechanic to having a mechanic shop. You name it, the sky's the limit, but we need to give people the skills.
So how do you think you'll be able to give them the skills then moving forward, now that you've learned this is what these businesses and some of these workers want?
They want some fundamental skills like classroom type skills. Help me do QuickBooks.
Just some math skills.
Yeah, they want some help navigating the regulatory system. How do I make sure that I'm licensed to have a nail salon properly? You can't get some of the people can't get a nail certificates here. They have to go to Florida to get them. How can we help them do that? It's something different. Some people want to learn English. One lady I met with, she's in the quinceañera business, and she said, I don't speak Spanish very well, so she said through an interpreter, I need someone to help me learn English for business. And so there's just all kinds of things that we can do to help people, including helping with grants and loans, helping them get into a place of business, helping them get that first employee hired. We're doing workforce development. We're in the school systems doing great things. We're getting a lot of national attention for our programs, and it's good because it puts us in the right light nationally.
No doubt. You talk about some of those other cities you mentioned, particularly a place like San Francisco, well known for startups and for small businesses.
Well, we're telling people, come here.
Yeah.
You can do the startup in Albuquerque for a third of the cost you can in San Francisco.
A lot cheaper to live here.
I told that to Mayor Lee. Ed Lee is
Yeah.
the mayor of San Francisco. I said, look, you guys have a lot going on, but Albuquerque's, we're not the JV out here. We got a lot of
Right.
things going on here too. So I'm trying to develop some of these relationships with other cities, including people from San Francisco, to move back and forth a little bit easier.
Yeah, we got the Innovate ABQ, the big tech hub coming here. You're talking about some free Wi-Fi downtown on Central.
Yep.
All that's good stuff. Let's talk about Balloon Fiesta.
Yeah.
How big is the next week and a half going to be for your city?
The economic impact of the Balloon Fiesta is like having the Super Bowl in your town every 2 years.
That's pretty darn good.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Plus, it's just the most fun you can have. I mean,
It is.
I just always love going. I've lived here since 1982. I can't hardly think of a year where we've missed. It's just fun to get down there, see people engaging with their families and friends, and it couldn't be any better. And it's really put on, people don't realize, but it's put on by a nonprofit. The city of Albuquerque does not put on the Balloon Fiesta. It's put on by the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta Board, and they're a nonprofit. Now, we, taxpayers, own a $40 million plus facility to have it in, and we're continuing to make investments, including a new pilot's pavilion next year that will be up.
Is it under construction yet? I know it'll be ready next year.
No, it'll be after this Fiesta. It'll be
Okay.
ready for next year. We just opened up a 22-acre park at Vista del Norte, a place to take off and land balloons.
Yep.
So we as a community are continuing to invest to make sure that we're the ballooning capital of the world.
And you're using that, and other people are too, all during the year, which I love to use that open space.
When I was elected, I asked the Parks and Rec Department and others in our city cultural affairs, let's do more things there. So we had the Blues Festival there, we have the Folk Festival there, we have soccer, we have flag football. There's all kinds of things going on in the grass.
Do you have a favorite special shaped balloon after all these years of going there? Is there one that you like, one that stands out, that it's like it brings out the kid in you?
There's a bunch that I like. There's a couple new ones this year, actually.
There are some new ones.
Did you see the Rio Grande Pirate Boat?
I saw that one.
Yeah, that's going to be
that.
a new one. And then there's a new fishbowl one, too.
There's a fishbowl. I like the
Yeah.
dinosaur.
I like the dinosaur.
Nemo. I think there's a balloon that looks like Nemo.
Yeah.
He's going to be floating around. What
Yeah.
else is new this year?
Everybody wants to know Darth Vader's coming every year.
Yeah, he's coming.
Remember one year Darth Vader?
Oh my goodness, there was that
He got held up in China
Yeah,
somehow,
he had
right?
to go through customs or something, and you
Yeah.
all helped him out. The city sent a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff to help get it here.
Yeah, everybody loves the milk cow too.
Oh yeah, what's
Ellie.
Arabelle.
Arabelle, yeah,
Arabelle sets up
Arabelle.
right behind our stage.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. A lot of fun stuff going on. We'll see you over at Balloon
We'll
Fiesta.
see you out there, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Mayor
Thanks a lot.
R.J. Berry.
Thanks.